thing what you have again here, yeah.
Hey, who do you think you are?
Yeah. On the moon,
How are you?
on the Honolulu moon.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Is
Year
that
to
thing
you.
available yet? They're clamoring
Yes.
for it. It is available.
Yes,
they're
we're
clamoring
shipping.
for it.
We're
Okay.
shipping slowly. America is always delayed because of the containers to have to move to, but we are now
Good.
doing it.
Okay, great. So let's finish this up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
please.
let's have the master walk you
Yeah,
through.
you
no,
want
no.
to you want to walk me through this, or she walk me through? I mean, I've known him. I think I've known him longer than I've known you. So.
Longer.
Yeah, but I think he knows a little bit more about
Okay,
these
yeah, you
than
know
I
about
do,
this stuff. So,
you know,
really, Phil, let me know what's going on here.
What's going on? Yeah.
Okay, so we have the RPM 1 carbon 499,
Yes.
which competes against the carbon debut in a certain way, right?
No, not really, because we believe that tastes are very much different. Therefore, we have such a product range,
Right.
and therefore you hated us in the beginning, yeah, because
Oh,
we
yeah,
were so
I hate you so
convenient.
much. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, but you know, it's a simple thing. When you're working with products, yeah, then you realize when sounds gets better.
Right.
Yeah, and there is no doubt there that drop form sounds better than rectangular turntables because of the standing waves.
Yes,
yeah?
and no plinth is better
No
than
plinth.
I agree
Yes,
with that.
yes.
My
The disadvantage of this, yeah, is that you can have limited dust covers. So the dust covers have no hinges. Yeah, so some people hate this.
They need to deal with the dust. That's
Yeah.
all.
So some people like this design, yeah,
Right.
and some people like the debut design, yeah.
Right.
Some people like high gloss colors, and some people like matte.
Right.
A turntable is the only product which you really can put it under a shelf.
You don't
yeah?
want to either.
You don't want it.
That's
So
right.
it's a lifestyle product. It's
Right.
more furniture. Yeah.
That's right.
So look at the furniture industry. 1,000 options.
That's true. You're right.
We
You're
have
right.
1,000
You're
options.
right. You're right.
Yeah. We want to please the customer. We want to make.
You're one of the few high-end audio companies that wants to please the customer. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just-
We want to make the resistance to say no as small as possible.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, and therefore we have the classical line, yeah, with the rectangular
Right.
turntables, and therefore we have the RPM line, yeah.
Right.
It's for sure double the effort, yeah.
So this is the RPM 3 carbon.
The
And
RPM 3 carbon, there is a lot of difference to the RPM 1, yeah. First, it has on the vertic bearing, it has our ceramic ball,
Right.
yeah, which is much more silent bearing, yeah. Then it has the central mass point.
right.
Yeah.
I see. As opposed to 3 feet. Yeah. Sure. All
Yeah,
these things.
because
are,
this central mass point has more gravity, and so the energy is really going more down here.
Yeah.
Then you have our high-end mat, yeah,
Right.
because we believe that the best mat is the platter, the record itself.
Right.
Yeah? Okay. So the tone arm is actually quite the same. It's a little bit longer. And this is actually the first tone arm which combines aluminium and carbon together.
Right. You showed me a prototype of that.
Yes,
in
that's-
Munich. See, I absorb these things,
Yeah,
even though I'm old, and
yeah.
I absorb.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the first one, and actually, as a complement, we introduced this first in our low-budget turntables, and later you will see this design also in the high-end ones.
And you put a Blue Point number 2 on it for $1,000. That's
Amazing.
That's a really
Yes.
good deal. That's a really good deal.
So, yeah, and it comes in 3 different colors. Yeah.
So do I. That's another story. Okay, so I shouldn't have said that. Okay, so
that's RPM 5. So RPM 5 is the first turntable where we incorporate carbon, also part of the chassis. So we stiffen up the chassis with the carbon layer. Yeah, that's actually was very complicated to do to get the edges correct. Yeah, and here we still have the acrylic platter, like on the old RPM 9. So actually, this is more or less an RPM 9 with new carbon technology for a lower price.
wow. And that arm is
That's the big arm,
Yeah.
the evolution arm, yeah, which we use also on the extensions. Yeah,
Yeah.
We put this now also in the RPM 5
for $1,500 with the Blue Point too.
with the Blue Point.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
we
amazing.
like to combine turntables with the right cartridges. Yeah,
Right.
which means a lot of companies they do cartridges, but not good enough for the level of the turntable.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
They give you
So
something so you
give
play
something,
music,
yeah.
but not.
So, so you see, the more expensive, the more quality you get, the more higher end are our cartridges we supply.
Right, which
so, for example, on an extension, we go up even to a big Blue Point,
Yeah.
a Blackbird.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's get very high, or an Orthophone Black, which
Yeah,
is sometimes also shipped. So that's our 9. And the 9 has a full carbon MDF chassis with metal pellets inside.
Mass and damping.
So mass and damping and stiffness.
And plus you get an aluminum platter.
And it has the aluminum platter.
Yeah.
The reason why we have not aluminum platter here, because it would not, we cannot reach the price.
for the
Because
price
the
point,
aluminum platter here is really, I think, 8 or 9 kilos, so it's really massive.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And that's complicated to make.
I'm sure.
Yeah? So, and that's a really, really ultimative package, and we receive extremely well.
Yeah, I'm sure that's fantastic.
Reviews on this, and it's very quiet.
I'm sure.
Very, very
Yeah,
quiet.
I'm sure.
Very quiet.
Okay.